everybody? How we doing? Happy Tuesday. We are on here for another live show, guys, Monday through Friday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. And you better believe we're going to be here during these market conditions, especially during these market conditions when it's most important to pay attention. It's pandemonium. It's chaos out there. People are panicking. Bitcoin dipped briefly below 100K, that really important psychological number. And everybody's wondering, is there any hope left? What are the stats for November? What are we looking at? Is there anything we still have left to hope for, or is this just all over until further notice, right? And so this is all that's on everybody's timeline, including all the talk that I see. It's all I see on my timeline is that the cycle's over. We're still under the 4-year cycle thing, and that we've reached the peak. And so today we're going to explore all of those different claims, and we're going to look at the facts and the data, right? Because that's what's most important. And this is what everybody's looking at. 250 billion wiped out from the crypto market cap today. Doom and gloom. Alts are down even more on the day, yet we were still able to nail the top gainers in the Hive crypto Discord. So if you guys are in the Hive Discord, the link is in the description below. If you're not, I don't know what you're doing. Every single day, we're giving you gems, and Rob has absolutely nailed it again with ICP for 60% gains on the day. That is wild. We convinced BYDFi, the exchange, to run our deposit bonus one more week. So you get a 50% deposit bonus on your money if you deposit $100 and on. The links are in the description below, guys. Get in there, get focused, get ready, because now might be the most important time in this whole entire bull run. And that's because I personally believe that we are looking at an asymmetrical opportunity here, the risk being to the upside. But it doesn't matter what I believe. We're going to look at the facts. As a long-term investor, this area is very, very interesting to me. And I bought more Bitcoin today. And so that's just what I'm doing, guys. And I want to relay that, when the times are like this and people are scared and people are fearful, most important thing to do is not to panic and to stick to your plan. And if you don't have a plan, stay level-headed, stay calm, and tune into this live stream, because we're going to go over everything you need to know, right? And not much news has happened since yesterday. Actually, it's funny because my thumbnail title from yesterday was literally Bitcoin crashed to 100K and then moonshoot. Now, I don't know when the moonshoot is going to be, and I'm not saying that that's going to happen immediately or that the market's going to recover quickly. I mean, we just had a massive liquidation event, right? And it takes a long time to recover from that. But I do believe that, that being said, I see here in the comments, we got a Theta family in the house. Theta down on the price tag, but up another US patent for their tech, 26 patents. That's wild, right? So it's like, I remember these conditions, and I will do a show. I'm going to do a pre-recorded show on all the stats, right, from history on when we've been in similar times in crypto and what's happened and what's followed. You can imagine what that might look like, right? But so it was when the tech and the building didn't match the price, right? Like it was this asymmetrical bet in that way, that things were advancing faster than the price was. And so that's why it was like a little bit uneven. And that's sort of where I see we're at now. What's up, Crypto Zero? Crypto Zero, nice, Rob. Yeah, Rob is nailing it, guys. So him and the analysts in the Hive Discord, the link is in the description below. You got to get in there. You got to get in there. You got to learn how to trade, because one thing is having a long-term bag, which I'm a very macro-minded investor. In macro, I could not be more bullish. I just want to make that clear. Long-term, I couldn't be more bullish. Now, in the medium term, even though the conditions have been terrible for alts, we've been able to make a lot of money trading these different setups in the Discord, right? So it's great to master both skills, right? To have some sort of bag for long-term, at least that's what I'm doing, and that's what I do as sort of a hybrid approach. So then other news is that we fell under 100K briefly. Everybody panicked. Everybody freaked out. We've got the 50-week moving average right around 102,000. We're going to look at some key levels with Rob now on the stream, as well as following up on those setups in the Discord, because a lot of them are still in their buy zones or are retesting, right? So pay attention to those. There is bullish news coming out, but people just are sort of numb to this right now. And that's just what it is. So there was one piece of news I wanted to share with you guys. It was about, the White House, President Trump says he has officially ended the Biden administration's war on cryptocurrency industry. So apparently we're officially free of the chokehold that we had under the Biden administration, the former SEC chair, Gary Gensler, the reign of terror. And then it looks as also that I let you guys know yesterday, Nancy Pelosi will not seek re-election. We're sort of cleaning out the skeletons in the closet. And sometimes, even when you do that in life, when you go through this sort of cleansing period, it's not easy. It's not a bed of roses. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult time that you got to weather the storm. And once you're done cleaning out the closet, it's blue skies. It's blue skies and light at the end of the tunnel. And that's where I believe we're at now. One more stat that I'll give is that for a positive closing November, right? So if we're going to assume, or we're going to be under the stance that if we close November positively, then we should expect to see the low per previous stats in history. And one of my favorite analysts, Eric Crown, these are his stats, that we should expect to see the low no later than November 7th, right? Based on stats in history. And that can deviate a little bit, but that just gives us a sort of an idea that if we're going to have a bullish November, that maybe that low will come in this first week here if it hasn't come in already. So that's just a little bit of hopium for the day, but let's have a look at the charts, because that is what is most important. And of course, your mental status, right? You gotta be laser focused, guys. Tune out your timelines because they will lead you astray, but the charts will not. And on that note, what's up, Rob? How we doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good today. Just enjoying my ICP gains today, so that's always a nice thing to come home to.
Yeah, 60% on the day. If you would have just traded spot, you'd be up 60%. Now imagine adding a little bit of leverage to that. It's pretty powerful.
Oh yeah, 100%, definitely. Like it's right now not many altcoins are going off, but we're finding the ones that do, and it's all just due to the chart, just reading the charts. Like I said, I think yesterday we went over ICP on buying the pullback, the retest on it, and I think I marked on the chart the volume on it. And whenever you're stealing, when you're on a wall of charts, looking at a wall of charts, you could be looking at 50 to 100 charts or 200 charts. It doesn't matter if one it has a bunch of volume coming in on it. That one's sitting there screaming at you, talking to you, saying, "Hey, look at me, look at me. You better buy me now or I'm going to go off without you." So, but other charts could look way better or they could look perfect, but there's no volume, there's no follow through on it. The one with volume on it is going to have a higher probability of playing out and having follow through with it. So that's something I mentioned yesterday on stream, and I also mentioned it in group as well too. And I also wrote it on my chart. This one has volume on it. This is one I'm liking right here, and it's running hard. I think we're up over 2x on it from our initial entry and group on it.
Right. I'm going to have that replay actually for you guys tomorrow, because this is powerful stuff. I mean, this is life-changing stuff that you're getting for free here on YouTube, right? Like the opportunity to not only learn how to trade, but have access to these setups, because part of the thing about being a good trader is, or like getting those setups, is being able to identify those. So that's what you're getting in the group. And then you've just got to be responsible for taking the action and the time to understand how to get in. And we went over entries yesterday on the stream for ICP. Today it's booming, one of the top gainers, if not the top gainer. Everybody's talking about it, and we nailed it. So that's really awesome. We're going to go over some of the other setups, and yeah, just pay attention, guys. Pay attention. Now is the time to laser focus. I mean, I don't know how many times I can say that. This is the most important time to tune in and to be like ready to take action. That's all I can say now. And Watchman, thank you so much for sharing the stream. Love you too. Love all you guys tuning in. You're the real ones, because you're the ones that show up when things are hard, and you're doing the hard thing, and that pays off in the long run every single time. Right. So thanks for sharing, guys. Smash a like, hit the subscribe, and share this with as many people as possible while we're doing these Monday through Friday streams. Right. We might change the setup shortly, but for now, this is it for this week. And John says, what I want for Christmas is an all-time high. Do you mean all-time high vodka or all-time high Bitcoin? How about both? How about both? That sounds really good to me. Yeah. Trump. Guys, Trump, his whole net worth, pretty much, or his biggest part of his net worth, is in crypto. He just said that his number one goal is to be number one in crypto. So like, man, I mean, just if you zoom out a little bit, even on a few years time horizon, it's looking very, very bullish. So we'll do that in another show, right? But today we're going to focus on what's happening right now in the markets, because a lot of people are panicking, and what seems like or feels like a very similar setup is from last time we crashed. I mean, we had so many people calling that it was going to go much, much lower, when in fact it was pretty much on support and ready to go start building foundation and go up for the next leg. So let's see where we're at actually right now, and have a look at the charts. What do you say, Rob?
Sounds good to me.
All right. I think I've got to remove something from the stage here. Maybe not. This is your charts, I believe. Yeah. All right, we did it right today. No technical difficulties. Yeah, theta all-time high would be very, very nice. But hey, don't make me bring up Amazon again. You know, Amazon had its massive corrections up to 90%. It started to hit its like massive gains, 10 years into being a thing? So patience, guys, patience. We're faster. We're moving faster than the internet, the fastest technology adoption curve in history. But we need a little bit of patience. So let's zoom in and see where we're at. And we'll start with the 1-week chart.
All right, so yeah, I'm sure you guys are seeing this one here that we talked about it here quite a bit. The retest of the weekly SMA 50, which we are there. We're retesting it as of right now, and we also I pulled up one of my break of structure indicators here. We have the break of structure, and the best entry for a break of structure is the bullish order block, which we are now in, and we have filled up as well too. I took the wicks off this chart, but I'm pretty sure we wicked underneath 100K, so we probably filled this up already. So now we're filling up there. That's typically your best entry as on a weekly time frame as of right now. So we're just looking for a good weekly close above this zone right here. We still have 4 or 5 days for the bulls, 4 days or 5 days to show up for the bulls to make that happen. So we still got lots of time in the left. Even if we wick down a little bit lower, it doesn't matter, because what really matters in trading is confirmation, and confirmation comes after a candle close. So that's one confirmation. Then you have the confirmation candle, which is another close underneath that to make sure you're not getting a trap. So we still have lots of time for that. That's almost 2 weeks we have to wait for that one there. But right now this is technically a retest.
Okay, so what is the critical level price level there? Right around 102,000, or do we just want to close above 100K? What is the main?
I mean, the SMA 50, we want to see that close above 102,900. This order block, the bottom of it is at 98,167.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I mean, maybe we go down a little bit lower, fill that up entirely, but the key level to watch here is the 50-week moving average, which is right at around those levels that Rob said. So that's what we're keeping our eye on now as we are coming into the middle of this week tomorrow, and there's still a lot of time left.
Yep. So now I'm going to zoom into the 1-day chart and on a different chart here. I'm finally getting my buy signal on my reversal. This is my reversal indicator right here. So we're finally getting a buy signal on that one. We're getting a buy signal on strong support, as we can see over here. We're sitting on some supports. So, I mean, even if we say bear market does start or a deeper correction is going to happen, I would still expect some kind of at least a bounce up to this trend line to retest this trend line. So I'm looking for that. So right now I'm closing up some of the shorts that I did have open, like FET, stuff like that. I have posted in group as well. And that would be that right there. So if we do get this, or once we do get this bounce, or if we get this bounce, we're going to be looking to see if we can break this trend line. If we break it, awesome, we're going higher. If we don't break it, then we're going to come back down, double bottom, or potentially go lower. That's in the daily time frame, but we don't know what's going to happen. We're not going to predict, but we are in the deep correction of fear. This is typically where we do get a reversal or lows in, or local lows. I don't like saying bottoms, because in trading, I don't believe in bottoms or tops. I believe it can always go lower. It can always go higher. It's all, as a trader, I always think how to make money in the middle. Are we at a local low or a local high? Are we going to get a little reversal here, or are we going to continuation to the same direction? So right now we're on strong support with buy signals on Bitcoin.
There you go. Strong support with buy signals.
I think doing it any deeper than that, I think you're just trying to manipulate things. So I'm sure I can go into a lower time frame and study different things, but I would rather just wait for the daily to close and see how it looks after that. I'm very big on waiting for candle closes.
Right. Yeah. So let's see how we get that daily close and see where we end up. But we are right around that area where we could expect to potentially get some support here for Bitcoin. And let's see if the low is in. We've got the stats, guys. Typically, if it's going to be a bullish November, the low comes within the first week. That's just the data, right? So, of course, it can deviate, but probabilities, right? So let's just keep calm and wait for things to develop, not jump the gun here, and focus on all the things that are happening. Moon phases, my favorite thing, guys. I don't know if you've looked out your window, but the moon right now, I'm in Spain, it's about 10 p.m., is absolutely stunning. And it's like, I think one of the brightest supermoons of the year. Lots of energy. I don't know if you guys are into that, but I love it. And also, they say millionaires trade on the charts and billionaires trade on the moons. I don't know. Let's have a look at what's happening with the moon phases on the charts.
Well, so moon phases, it's not something to go off of 100% of the time, but it's something you can use to add some confluence on if you're getting buy signals. And it's right. So this white circle is the full moon. And typically, if you're getting buy signals, you're in fear during the full moon. That typically means you're getting your local low close to that same week. I'm pretty sure we're like a day or two away from it. So right here was a sell moon, sell moon. You could kind of see how it kind of works out. I mean, it's not perfect or anything like
Right.
that. It's nothing's
Yeah.
going to say perfect, but sometimes it's fun to add to your charts. Last bull market, I actually, if you go back, just a little bit of fun, like last bull market, if you would have used this for the last bull market for the swings, you would have made a lot of money just using the moons. I'm not kidding you. It worked out too perfect for the last bull market cycle. It was like I remember sitting there saying to myself, I'm like, I think next bull market, I'm just gonna trade. I'm gonna buy on the full moons and sell on the new moons and not look at anything else. Like that's
Yeah.
how. But this cycle was a little bit different. It wasn't that as easy. So
Right. Yeah. No, but it's just another point of potential confluence, right? Potential
it,
confluence fear going into this full moon. Let's see. Let's see. So that's just an interesting data point, and it's fun. And let's see if that plays out this time and how we get it. But we've got a lot of stats. I'm going to do a whole video just on different stats from different points in the cycle. But right now we're trying to just keep it simple for you guys, so you don't get too much information in your head, and just know that it's not over yet. Like we're still okay as of right now, and let's see how this week closes, right?
all right, so now we're gonna look. I know some people were asking about Bitcoin dominance yesterday, so I wanted to go over the Bitcoin dominance chart today and kind of take a look at it. So what I'm seeing here is we potentially have our first lower low in the weekly time frame. So this trend line I did on closed candles, so you guys know. Like I said, I'm very picky on my rules. I don't try to manipulate things, so I wasn't using candle wicks. If you look at this little line chart right here, which uses candle body closes, so touch 1, touch 2, touch 3, touch 4, and what we're looking at now is we're going into this resistance, and this resistance is met with the weekly SMA 50. So it seems like SMA 50 week for us on whatever we're looking at. And we're coming up and we're bearishly retesting it on the weekly time frame. And we might wick above it, of course, but again, we are looking for that candle close in the weekly time frame underneath it. And this could be our first bearish retest of that SMA 50, which could help lead the alts to hopefully have some kind of relief rally or get into a decent rally. That's what we're all looking for. That's what we're all wanting, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are in alts. That's what, if you're an alt holder, this is what you want right here with Bitcoin dominance. Even if Bitcoin doesn't go higher and Bitcoin goes kind of sideways and this dumps right here, we should still be good on alts afterwards to get some kind of at least relief rally.
Yeah, absolutely. So we lost that 50 back in July, it looks like, and now we're bearishly retesting, and this stuff takes time. But as you can see, we were above for just, years.
This whole bull run.
Yeah.
This whole bull run. We bullshit retested it here, went back up, and now we went underneath it finally. Everybody's celebrating it. Now we're hitting it again, and nobody's celebrating. They're all get panicking. And it's like, well, what happens after a breakdown? A bearish retest. What happens after a breakout? A bullish retest. So we're hitting that retest.
So this could possibly be the crescendo of like wreckage in the eye of the storm before things start to get a little bit better. Again, we'll see how this week shapes up, but pandemonium could ensue this week. And as long as we close the week in a decent fashion, we'll be okay, right? Like that's the message. So brace yourself for impact, but we're watching these levels. And as of right now, it seems to be that we're on support and potentially, a good place to buy. So that's just what it is.
Oh, hang on 1 second. I got to start my microphone just real quick.
No worries. So that being said, guys, tell me how you're feeling. 798 Welder, I understand your pain. I think you're probably in a lot of same people's scenario, and don't let them be the only one who admits this in the comments, guys. Let us know. Are you still holding from 2020? Have you round tripped? What is your goal this cycle? What do you want to do better? What do you want to do differently? These are the things to start asking yourself now. Do you want to cut your losers and go into stronger altcoins? Do you want to start learning how to trade with just $100 to get your feet wet, or $50? Try to double it. There's so many things you could do before we get this, like, quote unquote, easy trading, double bottoms, pay the bills that we like to say kind of thing. So like now is the time to think about all that, and the patience will pay off. And, every cycle you'll get more and more in depth and in tune to, how they work and how to do better. They say, like, after a couple of cycles, you're starting to be a seasoned veteran, and maybe by the third cycle, you're there, right? So just, yeah, hang in there, and let's pull your charts back up then, Rob.
All right. So, yeah, still on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and I was actually looking at it a little bit ago. I want to see if I'm gonna give Megan a little test here. Do you see a certain pattern right now?
I see several patterns.
All right, I'm gonna do a little trick here. Most people don't see bearish patterns very easily, so I'm gonna hit Alt I.
Right.
What would you be saying here if you were sitting there, if you didn't know this was Bitcoin dominance? You'll put a trend line here and a trend line here, right?
Right.
And then these are my teaching. This is when I like teaching people.
No, this is great. This is like a masterclass. Every single live we do, guys. So soak it
So
up.
you have this here, and this here. Most people know that pattern right there. Bullish head and shoulders right here. Inverse head and shoulders. You break out, that's a reversal pattern.
I did not see that when it was flipped the other way, but now I do. Wow.
Yeah, so that's a little trick. If you're always looking for bullish scenarios, and if you're bad at seeing the bearish patterns, hit Alt Inverse on your computer. That'll flip the chart upside down, and now you can see that smiley face. Whenever you see a smiley face, that means it's usually going to go up to the upside. So on this thing right here, on this version right here, of course, it's a smiley face, but now you go to the normal thing, it's a frowny face. You're going to be sad if you're short in alts at this level here and we get rejected, but we could be possibly looking at a inverse head and shoulders, and the breakdown level will be this trend line right here, and that could be our major move on that right there. So I just want to share that with you guys right there. Something I noticed a while ago before we started the stream, and that I don't think anybody's looking at that way, but we need this rejection right here at the 50. So that will create that pattern right there. And once we get down to that neckline and we start breaking that neckline, people will probably start calling it out.
Right. No, and then we're calling it out now as a potential formation. I like this, Rob. This makes it very simple and really like easy to visualize, right? And there's just so many reasons why I wouldn't be bearish right here, right now, after all of this, right? The time to be bearish was a long time ago, not like at this pivotal point here. And I see that 798 welder, your goal is to retire from construction, generational wealth, so my kids won't have to do what I had to do. Hey, I like that. I like that. Actually, there was a show with Anthony Scaramucci, who's been on my podcast. I think a lot of you know who he is, and Grant Cardone. And Scaramucci said, well, the goal is to either pass this down to my bloodline or, to teach them how to do what I did if they have to fight, right? Like, so there's two options here. And I think, Bitcoin is a wonderful asset that only has been appreciating over time and has outpaced inflation, and that's what we need. So we've got some bearishness going on in here. PO, Bitcoin bull run is over. What did you understand? So this is like all the stuff that is on the timeline now. And if you're a 4-year cycle person, then maybe you believe that the top was in October, specifically October 6th. But we don't have confirmation on any of that yet, PO. So what data are you looking at that to you says, or is it more sentiment driven? That's what I would implore you to ask. So you're saying check the monthly MACD on the Bitcoin chart. Death cross will happen. Yeah, I've heard a lot of influencers talking about this. But like none of this has confirmed, and there's no confirmation of being in a bear market as of right now. So, you can think that maybe that's what's going to happen, but until it does happen, we can't really say that that's what's happening. What is your take on it, Rob?
I'm going to agree with him. The death cross will happen, but it hasn't happened yet. And there's not more confluence with it as well, too. You need more confluence as well, too, with that. You can't go off of just one thing. As of yesterday's show, we went over 30 different cycle top indicators, and 0 of them checked out. And they were not my indicators. They are from CoinMarketCap. So, yes, I know what the monthly MACD, it hasn't bearishly crossed over yet. Does it bearishly cross over next month? I don't know. We will see when it comes to that month. But to talk in absolutes off of one indicator, I think on any trading idea is a very bad thing to do. Give me 3 to 5 confluences. I usually like 5 or so in order to take a trade to have an idea. So.
Right. A balanced approach. And just, obviously my bias macro is to the upside, but when you look at the charts and when we've been studying the charts with Rob, That's just it, that there hasn't been anything to say, or even any warning signs or flashing signs about the Bitcoin, nothing to say like, this is it. So yeah, I like the idea of having confluence across at least several indicators to be able to say this is what we could be looking at.
Yeah, I like looking at data and letting the data tell me what's going on. And like right here, I just pulled it up again. It's right here. All these, so these are what's triggered over here on these 30 macro indicators right here, or these are crypto market cycle top indicators. It just gives you data, and the data has 0 that went off. So is this year different? I have no idea. Everything could be different. It's still a young market, still a young market. Who knows? But it's one of those things where I even like the other week I said that we have bearish divergence in the weekly time frame, but we don't have enough confluence to sit there and call cycle top. But we did call some pullbacks, and like I said, my strategy is above the 1-day 9 long, underneath it short, or wait. So strategy wise, I'm perfectly happy with the market because I left my positions and I'll be buying them back in once I get above the 1-day 9 again. Really that simple to me.
Right. Yeah. And I would completely agree with you. So guys, before you just take a firm absolute stance, just, let the data play out and let the confirmation come, or at least the confluence, right? That's what I would say as well. And then, let's see how it goes. We're going to be here until Friday this week. We've got two more streams, right? 3 more streams. Let's see how this week plays out. Let's just give it some time. A lot could happen in crypto in a very short amount of time. So we'll be monitoring that, but we're going to jump now to the altcoins. And guys, pay attention, get your notepad out. I don't know where you write on your digital board, whatever you have to do. But if you have been tuning into these lives and taking action on what Rob has been talking about, you've been able to make money, and that's free value to you. So if you like that, you better smash that like button. We much appreciate it. We appreciate all you tuning in, whether you're bearish, bullish, somewhere in between, to look at these stats and this data with us. So yeah. On that note, let's go and check out the #1 banger that we called out in Discord, actually on the YouTube a couple of days ago, and see how we're doing here.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. We called it in Discord a couple days ago. We called it out all the way down here somewhere, and break, retest. So from all the way down here, when we called it out, we're up. We're up significantly. I took some profits off the tables. I hope to get the DCAM back in, but we're up 103%. We 2x our money on this trade right here already. So I actually took out. So as my rule is, you double your money, you take your initial out. So I took my initial out.
Right.
So
yeah,
right
and
now,
that was another strategy that you gave us, right? To take the initial out and then let the house money ride, or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yep. So yeah, let the house money ride. And if we get the pullback back down to here somewhere, or retest the 1-day 9, I could put my house money back in on some sort of 30% dip or something, which is normal after a 2x run. Now, I'm going to specifically talk about this coin right here. Like, we kept on going up, and we had a very strong, we kept going up and up today. And there's something special about this coin, why it kept going up. And this is something that's going to play a big role in bear markets. Should I mention this, or should we, it's about funding rates and short squeezes. And this is going to play a big role for people who trade spot or longs in bear markets. So say once we do get to that levels, we will be looking for those type of tokens. And ICP is actually a good example. I posted that the bears are going to get squeezed, which I believe just got done happening. They got from here to here, they got squeezed very long due to what the funding rates say. And that's something that we'll be teaching inside group as well, too. I don't have time to teach it on YouTube today, but that's something that kind of happened here. So you can, even in a bear market, it's got to be very selective, and you got to wait for the volume, like strong volume, stuff like that. And you got to be just sitting there and paying attention and trade slower, or fewer coins for longs. But shorts, of course, play out really well. I believe FET short, we nailed in group.
Yep, that's right. And shorting is a phenomenal skill to learn as well, so that you can trade whether the market goes up or down. And I know a lot of people are sort of hesitant to do so, but just get your feet wet, right? If there's a trade that comes to you, get your feet wet and try it out, and start to learn these skills.
So yeah, this is an FET short right here. And I believe we just hit TP2 or TP3. It's down 24% if you use 0 leverage. I typically use 7x leverage on a trade. I mean, I suggest start with 2x leverage or less and get your feet wet and just get the idea of it. It's the same thing as trading. And as I said, if it's hard, this is yesterday's. Yeah, we got 15% move yesterday. I think we're down even further today. But this is something that you can make money both ways. So even if there is a more of a downside of the market, we're going to be looking for more shorts, and you make money that way. And if you have a hard time doing it, you just look. Let's go into FET and see what it looks like right now. And there's all kinds of way to make money. Like the market's here. The market's here to stay, in my opinion. As long as the market's here to stay, you find a way to you find a way to capitalize off of it. So hit Alt I, and there you go. Now it looks like you're trading long, but you just hit a different button. You hit the sell button instead of buy button.
That's true. That's true. Very true. That makes it a lot easier to visualize.
Yep. So hit your sell button. Digits in your account goes up whenever you're shorting. And market goes down. Digits go up in your account. That's usually my goal. How do I get my digits to go up in my account? That's my end goal. I want my buying power to grow and my digits to go up. I hit button sell if I believe it's bearish, and my digits go up.
Right. Absolutely. No, it's good. And you can make money in any market conditions, up or down. And yeah, FET was one they nailed as well. And so back to ICP, if we're looking for entry now, let's follow up on a few of the setups that were posted in the Hive Discord.
Okay, so we're looking for, let's see if we get a new entry in ICP. Looks like we're finally getting our cool off and lower in the 4-hour time frame. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete my chart because I have a bunch of stuff on there. It makes it kind of confusing looking. All right, let's turn back on my 1-day 9. Let's see what 1-day 9's at. So we got some bearish divergence probably gonna play out here. This bearish or bullish fair value gap. Let's see. I'm gonna mark a line right there. I like that for an entry zone. Right here on the support area. So getting back down here, I think will be a good support area. Let's go to the 1 day here. And I want to see where the 1-day SMA 200's at. So we have technically yet to break that. So that's actually above here. Today, we may break the 1-day SMA 200. So let's go back into let's go into the 1 hour here. All right. So anywhere from $4.87 down to $4.35 would be probably a good entry zone, but if you're trading leverage, that's way too big of a gap of 10%. So what I would do as of right now, we're looking to close underneath the 1 hour SMA 9. So we want to close underneath that one and a bearish retest of it. Once that happens, we're going to be looking. So what is next? You're going to be looking to put a trend line. So say we get that bearish retest and it kind of comes up here like this, then it kind of comes down more. Then we're going to be making a zigzag down and probably a potential bull flag or some kind of falling channel pattern is what we're going to be looking for, getting down into this buy zone. Then you can set alerts on this pattern here. Once we get something printed here, we don't know what's going to print exactly. It could print just a something that's not as deep as that as well too, but we're going to put alerts on the trend line. Then we'll put alerts on the 1-day 9 as well too, after we bearishly retest it to help nail our entry no matter what happens. Because once we get that close above the 1 hour 9 again, look how it held right in here, and then it took off. So we're going to be looking for that same type of price action to basically happen again. We might kind of dip like this and kind of go down. So we definitely got some we got a little bit of waiting. We got to wait for it to cool down a little bit. Let's look at the 12-hour chart oscillators. They're a little bit hot and extended. 1 day, it looks like we're only up to 80. Let's see here. So maybe a little cooling down, get down to 60 or 70 and start staying up in the high zone and keeping that bullish momentum going. On my special oscillator, no sell signals just yet. On the 1-day time frame. So I think we have more upside, but we need to come back down and retest. Now, say we go back down and retest and right in that zone. Let me go ahead and turn off this indicator right here. So we retest down in there. Say we go sideways a bit, people get bored of it. What's going to happen there? We will print what we just talked about on Bitcoin dominance.
The smiley face.
Smiley face. So a inverse head and shoulders. And what is that? Whenever you're at a bottom like this or a local low like this, or you're at the bottom of a trend, you typically get a reversal pattern. So we're going to be looking for a potential reversal in this area and then a breakout and retest and continuations after that. And hopefully we'll get our bigger move that we are looking for above to this trend line that I had on here before. So that's what we're really looking for. We're looking to get up to this trend line and break it to get into some good crypto gains.
Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I really like these visuals. Look at Rob's been talking about the volume on this coin, and we discussed it right on YouTube right before it had taken off in a big way. And you guys had a chance to be a part of that. Now understand how to get back in, how to get that entry, what to look for, and you can use these same skills to get into any setup that's retracing or whatever you're looking to get into, right? So this is powerful stuff, guys. Also, so I do want to say one thing to 798 Welder here, saying you're on the grind and blue collar and it's hard work and a rough job site in the real world across America. I totally understand that and feel that and see that. And, I truly believe that crypto is going to really save this whole generation and generations to come. And as a long-term macro investor, that's just my general viewpoint that Bitcoin is going to go to million by the end of the decade, or at some point, and that is the retirement. I actually funded my retirement account with iTrust Capital, who we're doing a big campaign with, because we want people to understand this and we want you to think about your future and to set yourself free, right? And so we're doing a big bonus with them. That link is in the description below as well. You get $100 funding bonus for funding your account now with the code Megan9, and we extended our own offer for this week only, and then we're going to end this offer $250 to trade with on BYDFi if you fund your account, and you can roll that over from your Roth or your traditional IRA, 401k. You can do that, and you will get that $100 and $250 from us, so $350 bonus on $1,000 funding your account. So now is the time to think about all this stuff, guys, and I would definitely. I am doing that. I'm setting my future self up. You can fund your Roth IRA for up to $7,000 per year, and have it sit there in Bitcoin. You can buy and sell and trade tax free within that crypto IRA, and build that up over time. And the taxes are deferred, right? So it's an incredible benefit. And if you want to save yourself and your coming generation, I mean, you got to start looking at all the different ways that you can start building wealth apart from just the altcoin bags, right? And so for me, Bitcoin, adding Bitcoin to that IRA and other coins as well is an integral part of that strategy. So take advantage of that, guys, and let us know if you do fund the account. We will give you that $250 to trade with or to cash out, whatever you want to do with it on BYDFi. Okay, so that's the value we want to try to give back, and that's the bonus that we have for this week only. So Peter, what's up? Nice to have you in the chat. We're so back. It's Joe. I'm going to butcher this. Joe over ever. We're so back. I don't know. I think you're saying that November is going to be bullish. Is that what you're saying? Is this like something the influencers are saying? I don't know. Hodl, everyone. Hey, I'm with you, Peter. I'm with you. I'm doing that myself. And now we're actually having a look at one of the other banger picks in the Discord, in the Hive. Get in the Hive, guys. Get the vibe going. Zen has been very powerful as well.
Yeah, Zen's been a very strong coin. I'm looking at it right now. It went up some today, but it didn't move like ICP yet. I think it's not ready just yet, which is fantastic. So now it's like, for me, I got a decision time on the ICP pullback. Do I put my initial back in, or am I going to put my initial from ICP into Zen before it moves? So it's more of, I think, just waiting for Zen. We potentially might get the pullback back down to this support right here. And I'm just trying to figure out where I would like to enter at again on this, or I'm still in it, but where I want to add at. Am I going to get a lower add or a higher add? And it's actually a hard one. It's just because it's right where it's at. Like, I was hoping for it to get a lot lower before I entered in here, but it didn't get any lower. So, this one here is I'm gonna have to update in group because I'm gonna look at, maybe I'll look at some bullish order blocks here.
Yeah, it's a tough one on where to get back in here, but it has been a really strong coin as well.
Yeah. It's got the volume as well, too. Not as strong as ICPs right now, but whenever you first mentioned it, it got that nice, I think we called it right here and went up like a good 40% in a couple candles or something in group. I was like, geez, oh man.
Yeah.
So looking at the 1 day time frame, we might just have to come back down and potentially test this support right in this area, get some of this areas filled up before we go. But if Bitcoin starts holding 100K, we might be just looking at a breakout level. So this is the 12-hour chart. So this we might not get any lower. We might, if we break above the $21 area, $20.50 or so, and hold above it in the 12-hour chart up in here, that could be sitting there saying we have to buy up here and we're going to be going up another leg. So we might be just consolidating before we break out of this area right here. So it's just a matter of time awaiting and scaling in my opinion. Ain't no exact levels I'm looking at. Break the 6. Yeah, so we're right at the 618. So if you put fibs on it, break of the 618 is a good one as well too. Retesting the 0.5 fib could be good buys as well. That would be the support buy. So this zone until we break out of it is basically my only thing. So do we go sideways a little bit? Then boom, and go up and go to the moon.
There we go. So we set it here on this YouTube for free. You have the information. We are keeping you posted and updated in the group. So this is another setup that could be ready to pop very soon. So guys, pay attention. Pay attention. That's all I'm saying. This one was another one. And I think BAT was the last one we're sort of looking at right now that has a really great entry point potentially coming.
Yeah, I've traded. So it seems like certain weird like dinosaur coins keep taking off. Like Dash is up to $100 and some. Ridiculous. Right. I think I called that one out before we opened up the group, so it's not in the group, but it's just you're looking for that volume. All right, yeah. So we got back up to resistance. We got rejected. We're retesting the 12-hour 9. It's looking pretty strong to me. So we're getting back into entry zone here. And whenever I was scrunched over like this one here, we haven't hit the TPs that I'm looking for just yet. But those might be bad take profits, to be completely honest. Because now that I'm looking at it, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go like this here. And Megan, once I'm done writing this, I'll let you go ahead and say it.
All right.
What's that look like there?
Oh, it looks like a rounded bottom to me.
Rounded bottom that pays the bills.
Yes. So, look at that. That's a beautiful pattern right there.
Yeah. So right now what we're looking for is a break of 0.2347. That means we'll get our next leg up, and we're basically printing our continuation patterns on our right side of the cup. So we need that break of the level there to get to the next leg up. But if we don't get that break right now, that's even better, because that means you could potentially get the pullback. Let's see, we're testing the 12-hour 9 and the 1-hour 9's all the way down at around 17 cents. And we got a fair value gap that we just kissed and we haven't filled yet, which is the bottom of it's the SMA 50, which is even better at 16.44. So we get down into there, then come back up. That means you're going to be getting a better support entry all the way down there. So if we don't break out, that's even better. You get a higher reward up to the neckline, at least up to that resistance there. Now, if we do break that neckline, if we get all the way up to there, however long it takes, say it takes that long, whatever. If we do get up there, what kind of potential move are we looking for? We will be looking for a measured move. This is what TA says. You go from neckline to the bottom price, and then you connect it here. $1.22 is the measured move. So if this keeps on going up and goes up, the grind part's right now. So, and I can go ahead and turn this indicator off now. So it's gonna grind. We're gonna put the Fibonacci on here, and what's gonna do is we can't hold above. Oh, so the Fibonacci, we need to break that 0.5 fib. So right now we're playing dancing queen between the fibs, and those are gonna be the grind level. Those are the slow parts. That's where this grinds up slowly. Then once we start breaking that retracement, is when we start getting those strong moves. If Bitcoin's bullish at the time, Bitcoin dominance is dropping, gets the bearish retest, and we start getting up into here, and we break that neckline, that's where you're going to get your fast impulse moves where everybody gets bullish, unless it turns into a trap. But if it turns into a trap up here, your stops are going to be in profit. Well, they should be in profit. Mine will be in profit. I know that if we get up to here. And whatever happens at that point, you're either stopped out with profits, or you're going to get massive gains of, say, somewhere, let's say you get a dollar cost average right there of a 4 or 5x. So stop out in profits, 4 or 5x profits, whichever happens.
Not bad, guys. Not bad. Another good setup brewing here that we're giving to you on YouTube. So do pay attention to all these. If you're a long-term hodler, you know where we're at right now. We're looking to bearishly retest that 50-week moving average and see where we go, right? So we have a long week ahead. We're only on Tuesday. a lot could happen. So just brace yourselves and try not to get too emotional and not too altered, and just let things play out how they play out, and come up with strategies. Your homework for everybody watching this YouTube today is to come up with a strategy. You want to start trading? How much are you going to start with? What is your goal to do with that money? How are you going to make it grow? What are your rules going to be? Okay, you have a long-term bag. How are you going to add to it? That's your job this week, is to come up with the strategy and to execute on that strategy and take action, guys. Take action. That's all I can say. Now is as good a time as ever, because if you can master these like low times and extreme fear and get these good entries, then the good times are even sweeter, right?
Definitely, 100%. Like if you master it in these market conditions that we've been having, when it comes, it's going to be too easy for you. Whenever it comes to the easy market conditions, you almost be like, wow, this is simple. It's like scary simple.
Yeah, no, exactly. And we are coming up with a lot of content material for you to be able to learn in sort of like a very easy, simplistic package to wrap it up for it, like sort of like a course style or masterclass, so that all of these things that we talk about on YouTube, you can learn on your own and then apply them to the charts and tune in, and watch that for yourself and just keep soaking in the knowledge. But once you learn this, and if you master it in these conditions, like Rob said, man, you're on a path to success. That's for sure. And yeah, 798 Welder, man, thank you for tuning in. You're also a real one. You got a plan with an interest account once you hit a number. Okay, there you go. So until then, we keep grinding. We try to get my plan anyway, to try to get as much money as humanly possible to be able to buy these dips, to be able to trade with, to, like hustle. It's time to hustle, guys. We got to hustle in these conditions. That's what I'm talking about. We're not going to sit here and mope and cry. We're going to go out there and make it happen, right? Yeah, not a loss unless you sell NFA. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, if you're a blue collar worker, you're not gonna lose. You're not gonna cry over lost money. You're out there busting your butt. I'm a blue collar worker as well too. I came from a blue collar working family, and I know what hard work is. And trust me, little money loss is not nearly as bad as some of the work that you have to get put through. I did a rig hand work on gas wells, tugboat, underwater salvage, stuff like that. So yeah, I know all about that type of hard work. And trust me, losing money isn't nearly as bad as a 15-hour day out in blistering cold weather when you come in and you're just numb from your hands. You can't even move your hands. So yeah.
Yeah. Rob has been through some tough conditions and a lot of stuff, and he's come out on the other side because of hard work, because of grinding, because of never giving up. And, like here we are, and he's mastered this, and he's sharing his his strategies with you. So it's a real treat that we get to tune in and do this together. And I hope you really guys do enjoy it. And thank you for the support, and for sharing, and for liking the stream, and all of the above, and just for tuning in and following along, because we have a lot of cool things that we're going to release. And this is just the beginning. So guys, on that note, I think we're going to end this stream and let it marinate. Okay. And until tomorrow, we'll be checking back in tomorrow, seeing how things are doing. But otherwise, stay cool, stay calm, stay collected. And we will see you tomorrow, same time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. And yeah, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.